Leclerc's own manager just sent shockwaves through the F1 World 2026 might be his final season with Ferrari. What triggered this warning? Behind the scenes, tension is building over Ferrari's stalled 2026 project, and Leclerc may already be looking for the exit. If Ferrari loses Leclerc now, it could trigger a full collapse in their 2026 plans and open the door for rivals to steal their franchise driver. We're revealing the real reasons behind the drama, what Tote's message truly means, and who's circling Leclerc already, so hit subscribe now before the paddock explodes. Charles Leclerc has long been seen as Ferrari's golden future. From the moment he joined the Scuderia, he was hailed as the man to restore glory to Maranello. His pole positions, daring overtakes, and emotional loyalty made him the face of Ferrari's next era. But now, after years of internal frustrations and strategic disappointments, the narrative is beginning to crack. The shock didn't come from Leclerc himself, it came from the man who manages his career, Nicolas Tote. And what he said may have just shaken the entire team's foundation. In a carefully worded interview, Tote revealed that Leclerc's commitment to Ferrari beyond 2026 is not guaranteed. His exact words were diplomatic, but the message was undeniable. If the environment doesn't align with Leclerc's goals, other paths could be considered. This isn't just a passing comment. It's a calculated pressure point aimed squarely at Ferrari's leadership. And for fans who followed this team through its highs and lows, the meaning is crystal clear. Leclerc is losing faith. The context behind that message runs deep. Ferrari's 2026 project, built around the upcoming regulation overhaul, is already facing internal doubt. Simulation data has raised concerns. Feedback loops between aero teams and powertrain divisions have stalled. Some within the paddock are already whispering that Ferrari's next-gen car is off target. And for a driver like Leclerc, who has carried the weight of this rebuild for years, another false start isn't just frustrating, it's unacceptable. Leclerc has remained silent through all of this, and that silence is loud. When a driver says nothing, but their manager goes public with a veiled warning, it means the internal conversations have already happened. It means Leclerc has voiced his concerns behind closed doors and hasn't been satisfied with the answers. Tote's statement wasn't a surprise to the Ferrari garage. It was an echo of conversations they've already had and failed to resolve. The tension is rising because the timing couldn't be worse. Lewis Hamilton is joining Ferrari in 2025, bringing experience, political weight, and an entirely new voice into the technical direction. While the media focuses on the pairing, inside the team, priorities are already shifting. If Leclerc senses that his influence is being diluted, that development is being redirected, the risk of losing him becomes more than hypothetical. It becomes an open scenario. Ferrari, for all its legacy, is walking a tightrope. On one side, they're building a car for a new regulatory era. On the other, they're trying to manage two elite drivers with very different needs and expectations. The pressure to deliver, not just on performance, but on driver trust, is higher than ever. And Tote's statement didn't create that pressure. It exposed it. It made it public. And once it's public, every move Ferrari makes is under the spotlight. For fans, this is a wake-up call. The idea that Leclerc is locked into Ferrari forever is a myth. Like every great driver, his loyalty depends on belief in the car, in the project, and in the people running it. If that belief breaks, so does the partnership. And now, with the 2026 project under scrutiny, Ferrari is in danger of losing not just their best driver, but their future. When Nicolas Tote speaks, he doesn't speak lightly. As a longtime figure in Formula One, and the man who's guided Charles Leclerc's career since its earliest stages, every word he shares publicly is measured. His recent comment about Leclerc's future wasn't a misstep or an emotional slip. It was a signal, and one deliberately designed to reach Ferrari's boardroom. Saying that 2026 might be Leclerc's final year is not just about the car. It's about leverage, positioning, and control. This is classic Formula One politics. When a driver's inner circle goes public with contract uncertainty 2 years before the end date, it's usually for one of three reasons. First, to force the team into commitment. Second, to open the door to outside negotiations. And third, most dangerously, to apply pressure on internal power dynamics. In this case, Tote's message achieves all three. It's a warning that Leclerc's loyalty has limits, and those limits are now being tested. Timing is key. Ferrari is in a moment of transformation, with Lewis Hamilton arriving and a new car concept in the works. Leclerc's position, once untouchable, is no longer protected by default. Tote's statement ensures that any shift in technical focus toward Hamilton will be publicly scrutinized. It's a preemptive move, one that blocks Ferrari from slowly sidelining Leclerc in favor of their new superstar without consequences. That's how you defend your driver's value before it starts eroding. It also puts Ferrari on notice contractually. While Leclerc is signed through 2026, top-tier driver deals often include performance-based clauses, escape hatches that allow early exits if certain targets aren't met. Ferrari has been vague about the details, but those close to the negotiation confirm that flexibility was built into Leclerc's renewal. Tote's comments could be an indirect way of reminding Ferrari that the contract can be undone and that the paddock is watching. Beyond the legal layer, there's the emotional one. Leclerc has tied his identity to Ferrari more than any other driver in recent history. He's worn the red suit through heartbreak, misfires, and controversy, but that loyalty comes at a cost. And Tote's message suggests that the cost may no longer be worth paying. If the team cannot match his ambition, there's no reason to stay no matter how iconic the badge may be. And let's not ignore the paddock dynamic. Other teams will have read Tote's statement with extreme interest. If you're Aston Martin, Audi, or even a restructured Mercedes post-Hamilton, this was an invitation. A signal that Leclerc may be open to negotiation. The driver market is always a game of quiet contact and subtle positioning, and Tote just flipped the sign from not available to let's talk. Most importantly, the comment wasn't just for fans or the media. It was for Ferrari's internal ears, for Vasseur, for Elkann, for the engineers, and for strategists. It was a public shot across the bow. It says, you've had time. You've had talent. Now deliver or risk losing the one driver who still believes Ferrari can be great again. Inside Ferrari, the impact of Tote's statement was immediate. While the team made no public comment, those close to Maranello say that senior management treated the news like a breach of internal trust. This wasn't just another headline, it was interpreted as a public escalation. Behind the scenes, meetings were convened, departments were briefed, and a clear message was sent. The Leclerc situation is now a high-priority matter with implications beyond the driver's contract. Team principal Frédéric Vasseur, known for his calm demeanor, reportedly took the lead in trying to contain the tension. He has a long-standing relationship with Leclerc, dating back to their Sauber days, and is one of the few figures at Ferrari who has Charles's full confidence. But even that history has limits. Sources suggest Vasseur is now under pressure from multiple directions to keep Leclerc engaged, to prepare for Hamilton's arrival, and to reassure Ferrari's upper leadership that the team remains unified. The engineering departments are also under strain. Leclerc's feedback over the past months has been sharper, more demanding. Engineers who once described his input as precise and loyal now say he's pushing harder, asking more pointed questions about simulator correlation, setup strategy, and development timelines. When a driver starts pressing that way, it signals concern. And when that concern goes public through his manager, it becomes a political issue, not just a technical one. At the boardroom level, John Elkann and Benedetto Vigna, two of Ferrari's most powerful figures, have begun tracking the situation more closely. While they typically stay above day-to-day team operations, a potential fallout with Leclerc would represent not just a sporting risk, but a branding crisis. Leclerc is more than just a race driver to Ferrari. He is a public symbol of their identity, their investment in youth, and their long-term project. Losing him would be a failure with global consequences. More quietly, internal factions are beginning to emerge. One group wants to reinforce Leclerc's role as team leader, doubling down on his input and offering stronger technical support to keep him satisfied. Another camp believes that with Hamilton arriving, the team should pivot toward the seven-time world champion's experience and build around him for the 2026 regulation shift. That divide isn't loud yet, but in F1, divided leadership rarely ends well. Ferrari is also wrestling with how to handle the media fallout. Remaining silent risks fueling speculation that Leclerc is unhappy and considering his options. But addressing it directly could turn a smoldering issue into a full public fire. So far, the strategy has been cautious, letting the moment pass without comment. But that silence could backfire. Sponsors, partners, and fans want reassurance. If Ferrari appears indecisive, they may not just lose narrative control, they may lose Leclerc. And all the while, Charles himself remains quiet. That silence is becoming more powerful than any statement. It suggests agreement with Tote. It suggests that conversations behind the curtain are not going well. And in a sport where perception is everything, Ferrari is now under more pressure than ever, not from Red Bull, not from Mercedes, but from within their own garage.